Hi students, welcome to Narayana online classes. So today we are going to discuss matrices and determinants. Okay, right. So we move to the first question. See, if 1 plus x determinant 1 plus x whole square, 1 plus x whole cube like that is given, and it is a polynomial expansion a naught plus a1x plus a2x square plus so on, then what is the value of a1? That is the question. Okay. Suppose I want to find a naught, then it is easy because I can substitute x is equal to 0 to get the value of a naught. See, suppose I want to get the value of a naught. Put x is equal to 0. So what is right hand side? The answer is simply 0 plus 0 so on. A naught plus 0, that is a naught. And what left hand side becomes? So put x is equal to 0, 1, 1, 1. So that is the left hand side. Since two columns or two rows are identical, the determinant is 0. And therefore, a naught is equal to 0. But he is not asking about a naught. What is the value of a1? So what to do? So actually, we can expand that and to get the coefficient of x. So we have to expand that and you can find the coefficient of x. But it is very difficult to expand the determinant and observe the coefficient of x. Then what is the procedure for that? Now, we differentiate both sides with respect to x. So, what it becomes? Right. And now, we differentiate both sides with respect to x, and after that we substitute x is equal to 0. So, this is the right hand side actually. So, differentiate with respect to x. So, we differentiate with respect to x, the right hand side. Then derivative of constant is 0 and derivative of a1x is a1, derivative of a2x square is 2a2x plus what is the next term? a3x cube, that is 3a3x cube plus so on. And now substitute x is equal to 0. Put x is equal to 0. Then, so from this expression all become 0 and you will get a1. So what is the right hand side? a1. Similarly, we differentiate left hand side and we substitute x is equal to 0, then we get the value of a1 from the left hand side. So how to differentiate that and how to get the value? Right, see, suppose I name it as delta, and what is delta dash x? How to differentiate that? How to differentiate a determinant? First of all, differentiate the first row and remaining two rows will be as it is, plus differentiate the second row and write the remaining two rows as it is, plus similarly differentiate the third row and again write the second remaining two rows as it is. But writing all that will give you waste of time. Therefore, what we will do is, I will find at once delta dash 0. See, I am differentiating and I am substituting x is equal to 0. Right? See this one. First of all, what is the derivative of this? 1. What is the derivative of this? 2 into 1 plus x. By substituting x is equal to 0, you will get 2. What is derivative of this? 3 into 1 plus x whole square. By substituting x is equal to 0, you will get 3. and don't differentiate the remaining two rows. Simply substitute x is equal to 0. Now 1, 1, 1. Again 1 plus 0. 1, 1, 1. So this is the first determinant. Plus, and what we have to do now? Differentiate the second row, and after that substitute x is equal to 0. But see, this problem is easy because, so no need to differentiate second row also. Just substitute x is equal to 0 in the first row. 1, 1, 1. Third row, 1, 1, 1. Similarly, you will get first two rows ones, and don't bother about the third row because you know the property of determinant. If two rows are identical, the determinant is 0, and therefore this is 0 plus two rows are identical, this is 0 plus that is 0. So whatever may be the second row, third row here, the answer is always 0. So delta dash 0 is equal to 0. Therefore left hand side is 0 and right hand side is a1. So what is the value of a1? a1 is equal to 0. Okay. So that is the procedure to find the quotients there, right? So I hope you understand well. So we'll go to the next question. And see this question now, and similar question, and this is somewhat easy because he is asking only t. So the left hand side is a determinant. If you expand that, you will get a polynomial in lambda. This is also a polynomial in lambda. Now he is asking just only constant term. So how to get the constant term? If you put lambda is equal to 0 here, all these terms will be cancelled and you will get t only. And a constant will appear in the left hand side. That is the answer for t. Therefore, put lambda is equal to 0. So what happens? So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus t. Right hand side is t. And what is left hand side? 0, 0 minus 1, 0 plus 3, 1, 2, minus 4, minus 3, 4, and it is 0. See once again, we are substituting lambda is equal to 0. 0, minus 1, 3, 1, and 2, 0 minus 4, minus 4, minus 3, 0 plus 4, and 0. And it is enough to expand this. Now 0 into any, its cofactor is 0. So minus of minus plus 1 into 0 minus 12. This is minus 12 plus 3 into its cofactor 4 plus 6. This is 10. So that is equal to 30 minus 12. So the answer is 18. And therefore, the value of t is 18. Okay, na? Simple one. Right. We will move to the next one. So it is also same question. Right. See this one. Delta is equal to cos alpha 1 minus beta 1, cos alpha 1 minus beta 2, so on is given. Then what is the value of delta? And see the options, there are always cos terms in the options, and fourth option is 0. Then how to get that? So whether we have to expand the determinant or if there is any trick, so let us try. Suppose I substitute the values of for alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 and beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. So what value I am going to give here? So I will give all values zeros. Alpha 1 is equal to, alpha 2 is equal to, alpha 3 is equal to, beta 1 is equal to, beta 2 is equal to, beta 3 is equal to 0. And see what is happening? Cos 0 is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all are ones. If two rows are identical, then the determinant is 0, and therefore that value is 0. Therefore delta is equal to 0. And which option equal to 0? We will verify this one. Now I am substituting all zeros for all angles. Therefore cos 0, cos 0, cos 0, like that, cos 0. What is the value of cos 0? 1. So 1 into 1 into 1. So first option is 1, but it is not 0. So first option is not the correct one. And see second option, all are 1s, 6 ones are there, 6, not equal to 0. And third option, so cos 0 into cos 0 into cos 0, that is again 1, not equal to 0. So third option is also wrong, and therefore by process of elimination, because these three definitely not the answers, the answer would be fourth option. So in an examination, you can try like this, okay. But what is the actual solution for this? So let us try that. So I will write in the next page. See, that is the question. That is the question. And now I am expanding that. What is cos A minus B formula? Cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. So what is cos alpha 1 minus beta 1? So cos alpha 1 cos beta 1 plus sin alpha 1 sin beta 1. That is the first element. Similarly, second element, third element, we can expand all the elements, right? But see, I am writing this as plus 0. So do you agree with this? Yes, because x plus 0 is x itself. So I am writing this as this plus 0, not only 0, 0 into 0. So why I have written that? See, now I am going to write this determinant as product of two determinants. So how? See that this is equal to, now the first row, so there are two determinants. There are two determinants. The first row is cos alpha 1 sin alpha 1 0. And what is the first row of the second determinant? Cos beta 1 sin beta 1 0. And you know, determinant multiplication can be done by row method, row by column, column by row, and column by column. I am using row by row. See this first element once again. Can I get this from this? Cos alpha 1 cos beta 1 plus sin alpha 1 plus sin beta 1 plus 0. Yes. And see that second element will be like this. So this is cos beta 2. Is it beta 2? Yes. Sin beta 2 0. And multiply this first row with second row. Cos alpha 1 cos beta 2 plus sin alpha 1 sin beta 2 plus 0. That is nothing but cos alpha 1 minus beta 2. And it is easy to write the third row. Cos beta 3 sin beta 3 0. And you can understand those formulas. And similarly now this one, see this second element, cos alpha 2 minus beta 1. So this can be written as cos alpha 2 sin alpha 2 0. And you multiply this one, cos alpha 2 cos beta 1 plus sin alpha 2 sin beta 1. So that is the result. Similarly, what is this? Cos alpha 3 sin alpha 3 0. And this single determinant can be expressed as product of two determinants. Okay na? And now what are the values? Now if a column contains all zeros, then its determinant is 0. Similarly, it also contains all zeros in a column. So the answer is 0 into 0. The answer is 0. So directly we are getting 0. No need to substitute any angle. Whatever may be the values of angles of alpha 1, alpha 2, like that, the answer is always 0. Okay na? So this is the procedure. But of course in the examination, so you have to get the solution very fast. So you can choose your way. right? Now we'll go to the next question. See this one, f of n is equal to alpha power n plus beta power n, and determinant is given, f of 1, f of 2, f of 3 terms are there. For example, what is f of 1? Alpha power 1 plus beta power 1. What is f of 4? Alpha power 4 plus beta power 4, like that. And see, this determinant is given as k into 1 minus alpha whole square, 1 minus beta whole square into alpha minus beta whole square. Then what is the value of k? So how to do this? Suppose I don't know any procedure or like that. Then again, as in the previous problem, we substitute the values of alpha and beta. Okay? But never substitute alpha is equal to 1. If you substitute alpha is equal to 1, this becomes 0. So k is vanished. Similarly, never substitute beta is equal to 1. Also never substitute alpha is equal to beta. So take two numbers alpha and beta such that they are not equal to 0 and they are not equal. Suppose alpha is equal to 2 and beta is equal to 0. And first I prepare the right hand side. What is right hand side? So k into 1 minus 2, minus 1 whole square, that is 1. 1 minus 0 whole square, that is 1. And alpha minus beta whole square, that is 2 square, 4. And therefore, right hand side is 4k. And now what about the left hand side? So what is this actually? Alpha power n plus beta power n. Now I have substituted 2 in place of alpha. So this is 2 power n plus in place of beta 0. So that is simply 2 power n. 2 power n. And therefore, I am going to get left hand side. See, what is the left hand side? It is constant 3. 1 plus f of 1. 1 plus f of 1. What is f of 1? 2 power 1, 2. 1 plus f of 2, that is 2 square, 4. So this is 1 plus 2, 1 plus 4, 1 plus 3 square, 9. Okay. So is it 3 square? Not 3 square. 2 cube, that is 'See this one. What is the third element? This one, f of 3, 2 cube, that is 8. Next, 1 plus 4, 1 plus and 2 cube 8, and 1 plus f of 4, 2 power 4, 16. So by expanding this, I will get the value. So what is this value? So this is equal to 3, 5, 3, 5, 9, 5, 9, 17. And I will reduce the elements, value of the elements. So that is equal to, now I will take R2 minus R1, elementary operations, 3 minus 3, you know, with this operation, determinant does not change. So 5 minus 3, 2, 9 minus 5, 4. Okay? And now 5 minus 3, 2, 9 minus 5, 4. And 17 minus 9, that is 8. Okay. And now there are elements are very, very low value. So I can expand now. 3 into, this is 16 minus 16, this is 0. Minus 3 into 0 minus 8. plus 5 into 0 minus 4. So expand this. This is 24 minus 20. That is equal to 4. And therefore, left hand side is 4. And what is the right hand side? Already we got it as 4k. So these two must be equal. And therefore, by cancelling value of 4, k is equal to 1. Of course, it takes time to simplify these numbers, but so if we do not know the elegant way, we can do like this simply. We get the answer. Okay. So what is the value of k? K is equal to 1. So that is the way to do this problem in the examination if you don't know any procedure. Suppose we want to use the procedure. So how to get that? See, same question, and now that is equal to, I am writing as it is 3 here, but I am writing this 3 as 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1. I can write 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, 1 into 1 is 1, and therefore this one 1 into 1 plus, what is f of 1? Alpha plus beta. I am writing that alpha as 1 into alpha, 1 into beta. And third one, 1 into 1, f of 2 means alpha square plus beta square. That is 1 into alpha square plus 1 into beta square. Right? And see this one, 1 into 1, 1 into alpha plus 1 into beta. 1 into 1, 1 into alpha square, 1 into beta square. And this one, 1 into 1, 1 into alpha cube, 1 into beta cube. This one, 1 into 1 plus f of 2, 1 into alpha square plus 1 into beta square. So 1 into 1, see I am writing 1 as 1 into 1. And what is f of 3? 1 into alpha cube plus 1 into beta cube. And finally 1 into 1, alpha power 4 plus beta power 4. So alpha power 4 as 1 into alpha power 4 plus 1 into beta power 4. See, so I have written each element as sum of the products of two elements. Why? Now I am going to write this as again product of two determinants. See, that can be written as product of two determinants. What are the determinants? The first row is 1, 1, 1 here. Here also first row is 1, 1, 1. And for this, see 1, 1, 1, 1 alpha beta. Therefore, here second row will be 1 alpha beta. Multiply this with this, 1 into 1 plus 1 into alpha plus 1 into beta. Okay? And you can write now easily, this is 1 alpha square beta square. And similarly, for this one, this is 1 alpha beta. Multiply 1 into 1, alpha into 1, beta into 1. And similarly, this becomes alpha square, beta square. And what is the final element? 1 into 1 plus alpha power 4 plus beta power 4. Okay, now? Right. And therefore, see this one. And what is this? This is a standard result. So this is a standard result. What is this result? So 1 minus alpha into 1 minus beta Right, see. So this one, already we know 1a square, 1b square and 1c square is a minus b into b minus c into c minus a. And therefore, see, this is 1a square 1 B, B square, 1 C, C square. Okay, therefore in place of A there is 1. So 1 minus alpha into alpha minus beta into beta minus 1. So this is the first determinant. Similarly, second determinant is also same. Therefore, I can write like this, whole square. And this is 1 minus alpha whole square. So because there is square, I can write this 1 minus beta whole square. And this is alpha minus beta whole square. Okay. And now compare this with this, 1 minus alpha whole square, 1 minus beta whole square, alpha minus beta whole square. So what is the value of k here? The value of k is 1. So this is the procedure. Okay. So even though for some problems we do not the procedure, we can substitute the numbers in the determinants and we can get the answers. Right. And now we go to the next question. The number of 3 by 3 non-singular matrices with 4 entries as 1 and all other entries as zeros. See, this is called counting. Counting techniques will come under the chapter permutations and combinations. Okay, so it will have so many number of determinants. But see the question, the number of such determinants is less than 4, 5, 6 or at least 7. So if it is the answer is greater than 6, then that will go under the option, fourth option. See, the number of 3 by 3 non-singular determinants with 4 entries as 1 and all other entries as zeros. And a 3 by 3 matrix means it will contain 9 elements. You know that 3 threes, 9 elements will be there. So out of them 4 are zeros. 4 are ones. 1 fours are there, and all the remaining means remaining 5 elements must be zeros. Now, how many such matrices and how many such matrices with non-singular matrices? That means with determinant not equal to 0. So how many will exist? So we may not count all of them because there may be so many of such matrices. But how many will be around of these options? That we will check. See, first of all, what I will do is, I put all the ones in the column, in the diagonal, and I have to write another one. Suppose I will write 1 here, 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0. See, it contains 4 ones and 5 zeros, right? And what is the determinant of this? See this one. So this is in first column 1, 0, 0 is there. Therefore 1 into its cofactor is enough. The answer is 1. Or see, all the lower diagonal elements, all the lower triangular elements are zeros. So it is an upper triangular matrix. So what is the determinant of upper triangular matrix, or a determinant of lower triangular matrix, or a determinant of diagonal matrix? It is just nothing but product of the diagonal elements. Therefore 1 into 1 into 1. So determinant is 1. The important thing is not equal to 0. So is it 1, 2, 3? I don't bother whether it is 0 or not equal to 0, because I need non-singular matrices. That means determinant should not be equal to 0. Therefore this is one matrix I want. And next, so keep all these ones in the diagonal like this. Suppose I interchange these two. That means if I write 1 here, determinant has no change. That means we get another matrix. Similarly, if I write 1 here, I will get another matrix. Similarly, for these positions also, if we write 1, again I will get 6 matrices. Okay? So the fourth one must be maybe here or here, 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 here. So there are 6 such matrices. Already we got 6. Therefore, less than 4 is wrong answer, 5 is wrong answer. So if I can show at least one such matrix, then 6 also will be wrong. Definitely the answer will be at least 7. Right? And see, now I will write those 3 ones in this diagonal. 1, 1, 1. And again, I write the remaining elements like this. So 4 ones and 5 zeros. And what is the determinant? So expand along this column. 1 into minus 1. Minus 1. So not equal to 0. So again another 6 matrices you will get like this. Therefore, the minimum number of matrices is 12. Okay, I may not count the remaining matrices, but due to the options, the answer is simply at least 7. Okay, so this is a question given in mains examination, right? So the answer is at least 7 is the answer. Okay, so for some problems, you may not count all the matrices or all the determinants, but see the options. So by the options, you can get the answer easily. Okay, now? Right. Now we'll go to the next one. So this is same as the previous one. And see this one. Again, it is a polynomial. It is a determinant containing polynomials. And g is equal to 3, h is equal to minus 5. Like that, all the values are about g and h only. What are g and h? Again, h is constant term. G is quotient of x. G is quotient of x. Now finding the constant term is very easy. So substitute h is equal to 0. Substitute h is equal to, substitute, not h. Substitute x is equal to 0. It is a polynomial in x. Substitute x is equal to 0. And what is the left hand side? You will get h. And what is the right hand side? So substitute x is equal to 0 here. 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2. And this is 2, 0, 1. So this is h. So if you expand that, you will get the value of h. So this is equal to, expand along the first row, 1 into 1 minus 0, 1, minus 2 into 0 minus 4. So this is 8 plus 1, 9. So the value of h is 9. And therefore this is wrong and this is also wrong. So answer may be this or this. So I should get the value of g also. Now how to get the value of g? We know that also. So to get the value of g, differentiate the entire equation with respect to x. And after that, substitute x is equal to 0. Okay. So we'll do that in the next page. See this one. So first of all, we differentiate. And now to do fast without any mistake, first I will do one thing. First of all, I put x is equal to 0. 1, 2, 0. 0, 1, 2. And 2, 0, 1. So what are these? Just I have substituted that. Suppose I name it as delta. So this is delta 0. Okay. And now what I am doing is, I am differentiating every term and substituting 0. Don't think that that is nothing but g. So to do fast I am doing that. See what I am going to do. So differentiate this 1 and differentiate this 2x plus 0. By substituting 0 you will get 0. So this is 2x plus 1. By substituting 0 you will get 1. And see 2x plus 1, 1. So 0, 1 plus 0, that is 1. And 2x plus 0, that is 0. And 2x plus 0, that is 0. And this is 2x plus 1, 0 plus 1, 1. That is 1. So what I have done? I have differentiated each and every term with x, and after that I substituted 0. See once again, derivative of this 1, derivative of this 2x, put x is equal to 0, derivative of this 2x plus 1, substitute x is equal to 0. 2x plus 1 and this one 1 plus 0, 1. 2x plus 0, that is 0 plus 0. And 2x plus 0, 0. 2x plus 1, 1. And this is 1 plus 0, that is 1. Okay. And now actually what is delta dash 0 is, it is sum of 3 determinants. What is that? First determinant is, so these are the derivatives now. Write this first row 1 0 1 and the remaining 2 rows as it is. So 0 1 2 2 0 1 plus second one. So write the second row with the derivatives 1 1 0 and remaining 2 rows as it is. First row 1 2 0 and third row 2 0 1 plus third row with the derivatives 0 1 1 and remaining 2 rows as it is 1 2 0 and 0 1 2. Okay. And now find these values and simplify this. So that is equal to, what is that first value? 1 minus 0 1, 0 into cofactor plus 1 into minus 2, that is minus 2. This is the determinant of the value of the first determinant. Plus, so expand along third column, that is easy. So 1 into 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. Plus, so expand along first column 1 into 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. So plus 1 minus 1 cancel, the answer is minus 3. And therefore, what is this value? Minus 3. So h is equal to 9 and g is equal to minus 3. Okay. Or, so if you feel that I can do comfortably, what you have to do? So first of all, find the derivative, substitute x is equal to 0 and directly substitute x is equal to 0 in these two rows, plus find the derivative of the second row and substitute x is equal to 0, and in the remaining 2 rows as it is, put x is equal to 0, like that you can do. Okay. So this is an important model. So in every mains examination and competitive examinations, so they are going to ask this question, right? Okay. Now we will move to the next question. And what is this? So in the previous questions, you may think, for example, once again I will go to the previous question and see this question. You may think that, sir, why differentiating? Why differentiating all this nonsense, sir? I simply expand that. Okay, sir, no problem. It will take 10 minutes for me or 15 minutes for me. But I will do, sir. I will expand that and definitely that will be a polynomial and I will compare. Okay, now you have to do, if they are asking A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all like that, you can expand. But he is not asking the other values, only G and H. For that procedure, differentiation procedure will be helpful. Okay. But see in the next question, so definitely you have to use the differentiation procedure because these are not polynomials of x. But see here, this is a polynomial expansion, infinite polynomial expansion. So how you will get infinite polynomial expansion? So in later studies, in higher classes, you will learn that e power x has an infinite expansion, that is 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial plus so on like that. Similarly, every expression written here has an infinite polynomial expansions. Therefore, by simplifying that, definitely you will get an infinite polynomial expansion. But we cannot remember all those expansions. We cannot expand this determinant and we cannot simplify all. And after that, it is finding, you have to find A. That is a very, very difficult task. Okay. So, what is asking B? That means we know how to do. So, simply differentiating that and substitute x is equal to 0. See, first of all, right hand side, differentiating differentiating the right hand side 0, b into 1 b plus c into 2x plus next term will be d into 3x square plus so on. And now put x is equal 0. Put x is equal 0 and all the terms from this will be vanished. So you will get only b. So what is right hand side? B. And therefore, if you differentiate the left hand side and after that if you substitute x is equal to 0, you will get the same value. Okay. And what is the derivative of this? And now we will do in the next page then. We remember right hand side is b. And see what is the right hand side? After differentiation and substituting x is equal to 0, b. And once again what I will do is, first of all I will find delta is equal to 0. E power 0, 1. Sin 0, 0. Tan 0, 0. Log 1, 0. So why log 1? Putting x is equal to 0, you will get log 1 plus 0. Log 1, that is 0. Cos 0, 1. Sin 0, 0. And cos 0, 1. And e power x, that is e power 0, 1 minus 1, 0. And sin 0, 0. Okay. And what are the derivatives of all those expressions? See, so this is not delta dash x. So don't think that this is not delta dash x. Just I am differentiating each and every term and I am writing there. That is e power x. Derivative of sin 2x. 2 cos 2x. That is secant x square by chain rule. That is 2x. Log 1 plus x. 1 by 1 plus x. Derivative of cos x minus sin x. Derivative of sin x cos x. Derivative of cos x square minus sin x square into 2x. And derivative of e power x minus 1. That is e power x. And derivative of sin x square means cos x square into 2x. Okay. And now I am substituting x is equal to 0 here. E power 0, 1, cos 0 into 2, 2, 0 into anything, there is 0, 1, 0, cos 0, 1, this is 0, e power 0, 1 and 0 into anything 0. So these are the derivatives of each term. See, this is not the answer. Actually, this is not the derivative of the determinant. What is the procedure for derivative of the determinant? We have to differentiate the first row and writing the two rows as it is, plus differentiating the second row, write the remaining two rows as it is, plus differentiate the third row, write the remaining first and second rows as it is. That is the derivative. And writing all that and after that substituting x is equal to 0, so will be a difficult task. So what I am doing is, first of all substituting x is equal to 0 and finding the derivative of each term, I am substituting x is equal to 0. Then what is delta dash 0 is? That is simple one now. So write, these are the derivatives. First write this 1, 2, 0 and write remaining two zeros from here, two rows from here. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0 plus second row from derivatives 1, 0, 1 and first row and third row as it is, plus and what is this? Third row 0, 1, 0 and remaining 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 from that determinant. And this is the answer, this is the value of B. But see, these determinants are easy. It contains all zeros, 0. It contains all zeros, 0. It contains all zeros, 0. And therefore this is 0. And hence, what is the value of b? B is equal to 0. Okay, now? So this is a way to find the coefficients of the x square terms like that. Okay. So after the next classes, you can find the coefficient of higher powers also. Okay, right. And now we'll go to the next question. And see what is this? A1, A2, A3, 5, 4, A6, A7, A8, A9 are in harmonic progression. Then the value of the determinant A1, A2, A3, 5, 4, A6, A7, A8, A9 can be expressed in the lowest form as P by Q. What is meant by lowest form? Suppose it is 6 by 4. Then I have to simplify this. So cancelling 2 in the numerator and denominator. Like this I have to write. That means P and Q are relatively prime. There is no common factor for P and Q. So after writing that, what is the value of P minus 2Q? That is the question. Okay. Right. See, what is meant by HP? What is meant by HP? So, 3 numbers. No. Okay. Right. 3 numbers A, B, C are in HP. 3 or more numbers. When you will say that 3 numbers are in harmonic progression, HP means harmonic progression. Then their reciprocals are in AP. So this is the definition. If some numbers are in harmonic progression, that means their reciprocals are in arithmetic progression. Therefore, these numbers are in harmonic progression. Then their reciprocals are in arithmetic progression. So what are the reciprocals? I will write 1 by A1, 1 by A2, 1 by A3, 1 by 5, 1 by 4, 1 by A6, so all these numbers are in AP, they are in arithmetic progression. And see, what is this 1 by 4? 1 by 5, fourth term. What is this 1 by 4? Fifth term. They are consecutive terms. So their difference is nothing but common difference of the AP. So what is common difference? Common difference is equal to 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5. And what is the common difference? 20 is LCM, 5 minus 4, 1. So D, common difference of that AP is 1 by 20. And so what is 1 by A1? What is 1 by A1? So if you add 1 by A1 to, if you add 3 D's, so if you add 1 D to 1 by A1, you will get 1 by A2. So 3 D's, 2 D's you will get 1 by A3. If you add 3 D's, you will get 1 by 5. Is equal to 1 by 5. So what is D? 3 by 20. So 1 by A1 is equal to 1 by 5 minus 3 by D. That is 3 by 20. So 20 is LCM and 4 minus 3, 1 by 20. And see, the first term is 1 by 20. Okay, the first term is 1 by 20. Then what is second term? So just another D you have to add. 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20. 2 by 20. Next term, 3 by 20. Next term, 4 by 20, that is 1 by 5. 5 by 20, that is 1 by 4. Next, 6 by 20, 7 by 20, 8 by 20, 9 by 20. So what are the numbers in AP? Starting with 1 by 20, 2 by 20, 3 by 20, so on. Okay, so I will write that in the next page. So, what are in AP? So, 1 by A1, 1 by A2 and so on, 1 by AN are in AP. So, what is this 1 by A1 we got? 1 by 20. So, 1 by 20, 2 by 20, 3 by 20 and so on, 9 by 20 are in AP. But I don't need these numbers. I need these numbers. That means these reciprocals. What are the reciprocals? That is 20, 20 by 2, 20 by 3, 20 by 4 and 20 by 9. So, these are in HP and these are the values of A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, so on, A9. So, those are the values written here. Therefore, I write these values in place of this. So, that determinant is, what is that determinant? 20, 20 by 2 and 20 by 3. So, no commas. Twenty by 3, 20 by 4, 20 by 5, 20 by 6, 20 by 7, 20 by 8 and 20 by 9. So, this is the actual determinant. Now, we have to simplify this and observe now in the first row I can take 20 common, in the second row again 20, third row also 20. Therefore, I can write this as 20 cube into 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 7, 1 by 8 and 1 by 9. And you can simplify this. So, after simplification, you will get 50 by 21. See, it is in the form of P by Q. It is in the form of P by Q. And they are prime, they are relatively prime only. No common factor for them. Therefore, P is 50, Q is 21. What is the question? P minus 2Q. So, P is 50, Q is 21. So, this is 50 minus 42. The answer is 8. Okay. So, in the competitive examinations like JEE mains or advanced like that, so multi-conceptual problems will be asked. See, this is not only determinant problem, you should know very well about harmonic progression, arithmetic progression, etc. Okay. Right. Now, we will move to the next question. And see this one. So, just as in the previous problems only, but he is not only asking E and D. If he asks the value of E, we simply substitute x is equal to 0. If he asks only the value of D, if we differentiate both sides and substituting x is equal to 0, we will get the value of D. But he is not asking only D and E, A, B, C, D, E, also we know. Therefore, the best thing is expanding this determinant. It is not a big one. So, just expanding the determinant. So, left hand side is equal to x into 5x minus 5x minus 3 into 5x square minus 5x plus x into x cube minus x square, and see this is 0. So, this is equal to, what is the highest power term? X power 4, and this one is x cube term minus x cube. And what next? X square term. This is minus 15x square. And minus into minus plus 15x. So there is no constant term. So this is the polynomial we got after expanding that determinant. But see, compare these two. So this is a polynomial, this is a polynomial. This is a fourth degree one, this is a fourth degree one. So compare equate the corresponding coefficients. So what is the value of A? X power 4 coefficient 1. What is value of B? So x cube coefficient minus 1. What is value of C? X square coefficient minus 15. What is value of D? X coefficient 15. And what is E? Constant term, but there is no constant term here, 0. And it is easy to find this value. So what is the value of this? 5A, that is 5. 4B, that is minus 4. 3C, that is minus 45. 2D plus 30 plus E is 0 plus 19. And what is this value? This is minus 49 and this is also plus 49. So these two will be cancelled. The answer is 5. Okay. So simply by expanding the determinant you will get the answer. Right. We move to the next question. So this is already done. And see this one. So the matrix is first defined by element wise. First of all you have to find the value matrix A and then we have to find this determinant. What is this determinant? Determinant of adjoint A. What is this? Determinant of adjoint A. First we see that determinant of adjoint A. After that we can divide 7 and after that we can observe what is its fractional part. First of all, what is adjoint A? That is nothing but determinant of adjoint A whole power n minus 1. What is n minus 1? N is order here 4. So 4 minus 1 means 3. And once again you apply the determinant formula. Determinant of adjoint A is det A whole power n minus 1. That is once again 4 minus 1 3. 3 3 is 9. Or you can directly write the formula. Determinant of adjoint A is det A power n minus 1 whole square. 4 minus 1 whole square. 3 square means 9. So keep it like that. First of all we have to find det A. So what is A? So it is a 4 by 4 matrix. So it contains 4 rows and 4 columns. What is the definition here? Aij is equal to 2 when I is equal to j and Aij is equal to 0 when I not equal to j. That means in the diagonal elements write all 2's. Second row, second column 2, third row, third column 2, fourth row, fourth column 2. And the remaining all elements are zeros. And in the first row, the remaining 3 elements are zeros. And in the second row also zeros. And in the third row also, the next fourth row also. All the remaining elements are zeros. Only diagonal elements are equal to 2. So this is capital A. It's a simple one. And what is the determinant? See, it is diagonal matrix. What is the determinant of diagonal matrix? Product of the diagonal elements. So its determinant is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So 2 power 4, 16. Or you can write simply 2 power 4. Okay. And therefore, I want this det A power 9. So what is det A? 2 power 4. Whole power 9. That is 2 power 36. 2 power, so 4 into 9, 2 power 36 is determinant of adjoint A. And now what is the question actually? By 7. So fractional part of, so I am writing this here. fractional part of determinant of adjoint A, that is 2 power 36 by 7. And now how to simplify this and how to get the fractional part? So this is equal to, so write this as 2 cube whole power 12 by 7. See, 2 cube means 8. I am writing 8 as 1 plus 7 whole power 12 by 7. So why I have written 8 as 1 plus 7? Using the expansion of 1 plus 7 whole power n. Actually it is related to binomial expansion, but you can understand. So if you expand that, you will get 7 square term, 7 cube term like that. But the first term will be 1 only. If you multiply 1 plus 7 with 1 plus 7 12 times, the first term, constant term, first term will be 1 into 1 into 1 into 1, so on 12 times. So you will get just 1. After that, some constant into 7. I don't bother about that. So 7 into some constant into 7 square, some constant into 7 cube, like that. So many expressions will be there. Highest power will be 7 power 12. That means that is nothing but multiple of 7 by 7. So that is equal to 7k by 7k, it is a natural number, plus 1 by 7. And so tell me, what is its fractional part? What is fractional part of 4.3? 0.3. What is fractional part of 5 plus 1 by 3? 1 by 3. Just like that, natural number plus 1 by 7. So its fractional part is 1 by 7. See, once again, if you see the question first, determinant of adjoint of A. So first we prepare that. After that, we define capital A clearly and we find det A. And by substituting that here, 2 power 36 by 7. We need its fractional part. We don't have calculators. Therefore, we have to use this expansion method. It is called binomial expansion. Okay. So you will learn later very many problems in that. And this is 1 plus multiple of 7 by 7. Therefore, 1 by 7 plus natural number, that is 1 by 7. So its fractional part is 1 by 7. Okay, na? Right. Now we will go to the next question. So this is same. And see this one. F is, A is a square matrix of order 3. A is a square matrix of order 3. And what is det A? Det A is equal to 2. And what is determinant of adjoint A inverse whole inverse? Determinant of adjoint A inverse whole inverse, whole power minus 1. So first of all we see this. What is the formula for adjoint A inverse? Adjoint A inverse is equal to adjoint A whole inverse. And therefore, this can be written as adjoint A whole power minus 1 whole power minus 1. Okay. And next property is det A inverse. What is det A inverse? 1 by det A. Det A inverse is 1 by det A, or that is equal to det A power minus 1. If inverse exists, yes, inverse exists, because det A is equal to 2 non-singular matrix, definitely inverse exists. Therefore, det A inverse is 1 by det A, that is det A power minus 1. Similarly, here also, this is det A inverse is det A whole inverse. So, det adjoint A inverse is det adjoint A whole inverse. Again there is another whole inverse, whole power minus 1 whole power minus 1, both will be cancelled. So that is equal to determinant of adjoint A. And once again, what is the formula? It's a very important formula. In so many examinations, So question was asked on this formula. So determinant of adjoint A is det A power n minus 1. So what is n here? Order is 3. Therefore this is equal to det A whole power 3 minus 1 2. But already det A is equal to 2. 2 square is equal to 4. Okay. So I hope you understood very well this formula, very important one. See, so many simple formulas we have used in this problem to get the answer. Okay, na? Right, very good. Now we'll go to the next question. Right. Thank you, students.